Hey everybody, Marcia here. I am back today participating in Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. This is series 10. This is my first time participating in this series. This is her 10th series, so she's been doing this for a while. But I thought it would be really fun I love using sketches, and what it is there's a different sketch every day. You can play along if you like. You can share your takes on the sketches in Christy's Facebook group. I thought it would be really fun and a cool way for me to do some fun scrapbooking just for me. Since it's October and I am assigned sketch 30, I thought it would be really fun to do some Halloween photos for my sketch. The photos I'm scrapbooking today are of my daughter Colette. She is an emergency veterinarian in Denver, Colorado, and she had to work Halloween last year. She works most of the major holidays. We tend to celebrate our holidays like a week before or a week after, and it's not just because of her. I also have a daughter who is a 911 dispatcher, and of course she has to work all the holidays too. But anyway, this is Halloween, and she was working Halloween. She thought it would be really fun to dress up as Cruella de Vil. She got all of her vet techs and the receptionists at the vet clinic to dress up as Dalmation puppies. And she even posed and took some pictures for social media. They didn't have a Dalmatian come in that night, but a German short hair pointer here with spots was the closest thing that she got to a Dalmatian puppy. I loved her costume. I loved that she got her whole veterinary clinic involved, and I thought I should scrapbook this event for her. So I have two photos here, one with just her with her German short hair dog in lieu of a Dalmatian puppy, and her posing also with some of her vet techs. This sketch is by Angela Serendipity Art. The resolution is not very good, but you can see mostly it has 3 photos, and it has some stuff going on in the upper right of the layout. So I decided for me, I would flip the sketch vertically so that my 3 photos would be at the top of my layout, and I would put a title then in the lower right, because I wanted to use this Halloween collection by one of my favorite designers, Stephen Duncan. He designs for Cartabella Paper. I wanted to use his newest collection, Hocus Pocus, for this layout. One of my major reasons for choosing this collection was this background paper with the haunted house. So if you've seen the original Dalmatian puppies, Cruella de Vil lives in this mansion that's kind of fallen apart, looks like a haunted house, and I thought when I saw this paper, this is perfect for scrapping Dalmatian puppies. Of course, I needed Dalmatian puppies for my layout. I went looking for SVG files thinking I'll cut them out with my silhouette. And what I ended up doing instead, I found some free SVG files that I could download. They also came with the PNG file, so it's just the image. And it was way easier for me to cut the PNG file. I could print it in my Silhouette Studio with my Cameo, and then trace it and do an offset and cut out all of the puppies really easy without having to do anything by hand. My Silhouette Cameo did all the work. I will put a link in my video description where I got these free SVG files for the Dalmatian puppies, just in case you want to use them for something. The title I created myself in the Silhouette Studio What I did is I used an outline alpha from Dehn-Nix Studios. She has great cut files as well, Nicole Nawazad. The outline alpha is one of my most used fonts for cut files. You can make whatever title you want. So here I knew I wanted to say puppies, and I did that and backed it in a white. I wanted it to look like a spotted Dalmatian. Once I had the letters cut from the white, I went and took my Heidi Swap black color shine mist and I just sprinkled black ink over that white paper. Then it looks just like the spotted Dalmatians. It worked out really well. I was very happy with it. I decided to pull in the purple color from this background paper from the haunted house and get as close as possible to it with cardstock. And that's what I used to cut the Puppies cut file. And I also wanted to incorporate it behind my photos to add some color. Otherwise, everything was going to be pretty much black and white. I did print my photos in black and white as well because I wanted to avoid getting all the different colors in the photos and concentrate mostly on the color in the Hocus Pocus collection itself. I pulled the purple out of here and used it behind there's 3 photos there, and instead of a photo in one spot, I am doing my journaling. I like to do computer journaling and use my word processor on my computer. And I can cut it out based on frame from the collection. So I knew how wide I could have my journaling and printed that directly on some Nina cardstock. Then I could glue the frame over the top where I wanted it to go and cut out behind it so that I could get just my journaling inside this text box. I was moving things around. I originally thought that I would put my journaling between the 2 photos. I ended up liking the journaling off on the right side much better. I am also incorporating some white and black striped paper to accent my photos here. And there's also some spiderweb paper in black that I put behind my middle photo. So what I did here with the middle photo, I wanted to add some interest here by adding a tab. And rather than get out my silhouette and cut it, which I could very easily have done, I just roughly cut it freehand, and that worked just fine too. Now that I have my title on here, and of course Cruella de Vil says, "I want them all," when she sees the puppies in the show. My daughter is the same way. She loves her dogs. Only has one right now, but she is thinking about getting another one. She tends to look for dogs that need the most care because since she is a veterinarian, she's able to provide that care herself. Her dog she has now is a mixed breed. He's part Great Pyrenees and he's part Husky and part Mountain Cur, I think, and he's a big dog. He's probably about 100 pounds. But when he was a puppy, somehow he fractured his skull. I don't know if another dog did this or if he fell, but he's got a dent on one side of his head. So he looks very odd. He is a very sweet dog, and my daughter takes wonderful care of him. She is worried at some point in the future the skull fracture may have caused him to have epileptic seizures. Once I have my title on here and my photos and my journaling, and I've arranged the Dalmatian puppies where I want them to go, some of them I pop up with some foam dots for dimension. I can embellish with some of the die cuts from the collection. So I pulled out the pumpkins and a few of the phrases "too cute to spook," and I had to put a black cat sticker in here. He looks so disapproving of those puppies. So fun. And then once I had all of these die cuts on here, I thought, you know what, it looks pretty good. I could stop here. But I wanted to add some die cut spider webs in there. So I cut out 2 of them and cut them in half so that I could space them out at the top and then underneath my photos and then way down by my title. And I thought it would be fun to stick with this sketch a little bit more and tear and roll up my paper on the bottom and stick some of that black and white striped paper there underneath the title. It helps pull in the same paper that's underneath the photos for cohesiveness. I really love how this layout turned out. I roughed up the edges a little bit just with my fingers and tore the paper a little bit. Just love how this turned out. You can check out everyone else's takes to each sketch every day in the Facebook group. And Christy has a link to some of the YouTube videos, I believe, for the different days. So that's my layout. Thanks so much for stopping by. You're welcome to play along too if you like. Just ask to join Christy's Beautiful Life Facebook group. Bye-bye now.